Hello, this is Jacob Tudor. Today I'll be talking about Aristotle, who's the most widely recognized student of Plato's, the ancient Greek philosopher that is, tutor to Alexander the Great, and referred to by many as the philosopher for his vast contributions to human thought. Aristotle is a pretty interesting guy. In his various works, he clearly lays out several fundamental frames for understanding material reality. He posits a meaning inherent to that material, and then some of the psychological forces at work within us and in the social settings more broadly. First of all, Aristotle disagreed with his mentor Plato in many ways, but he made great use of Plato's forms as a theoretical construct. Contrary to Plato, however, he would go on to posit that multiple sensory experiences with any individual manifestation of a principal essence would allow one to infer the form which they exemplified. Plato told his students to ignore these sensations because they could be false. Aristotle believed in a kind of heuristic data collecting or theoretical bootstrapping method for discerning the essence of any forms being observed. In basic terms, repeated exposure to an object would allow an observer to gain deeper insight into that object's nature. Possibly, through these repeated exposures, Aristotle developed a four-pronged model for causation, which he understood all things in nature to follow from. So Aristotle would say that to know a thing is to understand four causes of that thing. Now, the first of the causes was the material cause. So this referred to the substance which constituted a thing. So let's imagine a tree in a garden. The tree is made mostly of carbon and water. That would constitute the material cause of the tree. So the next cause would be the formal cause, or the specific form or pattern of a thing. So let's imagine a spruce tree in the garden. Next would be the efficient cause, which is the force which transforms the substance into the particular. So, and this was kind of ham-fisted here, but the evolutionary pressures selected a form fit for a particular environment, and the gardener took the seeds and placed them into the garden. Now, the final cause is the purpose of the thing. The tree sets about creating progeny. This is kind of the evolutionary argument here. But the gardener wishes to provide annual shade to a berry bush, making it more sweet. Aristotle believed that all objects had a purpose unrelated to the human intentions and any mode of conscious decision-making. This purpose would thus drive the object forward towards its inevitable position, wherever that be a molecule of oxygen expelling through the leaves of my spruce tree, or an arrow's embedding into the side of a young king finding his way towards the rising sun. Aristotle was obviously interested in this natural world, and he would teach rigorous explorations of objects in it. He also extends these investigations into the psychological phenomena. D.N. Robinson states in his 1989 book titled Aristotle's Psychology that Aristotle's biologically centered explanations of sensation, emotion, motivation, dreaming, and recall would rightly make him the first physiological psychologist. Some of his explorations into sensation and reason led him to create four levels of sense perception. It's kind of an early theory of mind. He presented a series of four stages, summarizing perception and reasoning, which build on one another and defend his position that the senses could eventually be trusted to return good information about one's environment. The first level of these experiences is sensory information, or the isolated experience of any single sensation, so hearing, touching, smelling, etc. Now, he had a very particular definition for common sense, or synthesized experience. So this is the coordinated experience of all sensory information, gross phenomena, and immediate relations thereto. The next level would be passive reason, or the utilization of those synthesized experiences. So we can imagine kind of notions of mediating between desirable and non-desirable, but not really forward-thinking or globally reasoning in that way. Which brings us to active reason, or the abstraction of principles, or the essences from synthesized experience. Coordinated behaviors, these are sets surrounding particular phenomena or schemes relating the phenomena together in a more holistic sense that allows you to make predictions, one might say. These fundamental precepts of material relations and human perception would allow Aristotle to develop some of the first and most thorough inquiries into memory, dreaming, emotion, and motivation. My personal favorite was from his Nicomachean Ethics, was describing the best life as one which is lived in moderation of the virtues, seeking their golden mean. As the search continues, we might thank Aristotle and those early Greeks for setting into motion our naturalistic traditions and for encouraging open evaluation and criticism of these ideas. Thank you.